It's your man, Legitimate Trickster here, going over the Prison Break Heist's finale. Stay tuned for tips. No, you and the prison guard will be able to get in to the prison and get out of the bus, and then shit pops off. But the demolition guy, Christian, he's not supposed to go in the prison at all. So at this point, as you can see, we had a quick restart spawn location. We've been at this a couple times. I gave the lowest level the easiest job, which is demolition. So if you're struggling, that's tip number one: give the easiest job, demolition, to your least qualified player. Yeah, see how it spawned you separately, Christian? That means it spawns you close to where you need to be. So you need to figure out what needs to be done and then do it. Do not go to the prison, Christian. Throwing a little more knowledge at you, just to clarify, the demolition person's job is to intercept the actual prison bus carrying the target. Killing the driver is the easiest way to stop the bus, and then you eliminate the bus altogether. After that, you will be instructed to go and collect and attack a buzzard helicopter. From then on, you become support for the pilot, but if your pilot knows what they're doing, demolition can just go wilding out and blow other things up. They just have to be competent enough not to destroy the helicopter. So that's why I say give the easiest job, which is demolitions, to your least qualified player. At this point, I'm messaging the demolitions guy, telling him not to follow the prison bus into the prison, which he was continuously doing, which is why we kept failing, because it blew the cover. And we never actually got to trying to complete the heist because he kept going into the prison with the prison team, which is not what you're supposed to do. So I'm telling him that there are instructions at the bottom of your screen, highlighted in blue and yellow, telling you what to do, where to go, what to collect. And there's also a checkpoint dot on your map that I'm telling him to look for. And I'm telling him all these things in this message. I'm typing him right now, which is another point I would like to bring up. Your most competent, well-rounded, experienced player, you're going to want it to be the pilot. And I do cover reasons why further down the road, but just take my word for it right now. Your pilot is going to be like the chief of this crew. He's going to be the shot caller, telling everybody what to do, how to do it, if they need help doing so, because if you know the tricks about being pilot, you literally can just kick your feet up and relax. So here we go, pilot taking off, and once again, after demolitions does their part, they just get in that helicopter, turn on homing missiles, and blow things out of the sky. Another tip for you guys here: if you check the drop down of those team positions, top to bottom, prison officer, prisoner, demolition, and myself as pilot. For your prison team, ideally you're going to want to assign the highest level character as the prisoner. It's contradictory to what I have here, because that level 39 messaged me and requested to be prisoner and told me he knew exactly what he was doing. So I will take that any day. Otherwise, if you know nothing about the players, you have no mics, assign the highest level to the prisoner, because they are the most vulnerable. They only come equipped with the clothes on their back and an automatic pistol with very limited bullets, so they need to be a little more skillful. They will have to scavenge guns and ammo off of dead guards. And you can still use snacks and armor, which you should have full anyways if you know what you're doing in this game. Always use snacks, always have armor, but prison guard's a little more flexible. So here I'm just checking on my demolitions boy again, making sure he's not following that prison team into the prison, which this time he's not, so we are set for success. But back to that prison team. Prisoner will take point, again contingent upon the fact that their high level means that they know what they're doing, but mainly because their increased overall maximum health. The lower level will be the prison guard, because they can bring their own personal weapons in. They have more room for mistakes, but it's things that they're more familiar with playing the game that they can bring into the prison with them. Lastly, for the prison team, always use cover, always move slow, no matter how good you are. There are not an unlimited number of enemy spawns in the prison. You will eventually clear out a section of the map, be able to progress forward, get Rashkovsky, and move ahead just like that. So always move slow in the prison. At this point, as the pilot, what you're going to see happen once you get close enough to Sandy Shores Airfield is your timer is going to go away and your cover is going to be blown. So the laser fighter jets are going to be coming one at a time. They'll only come one at a time. So if your demolition guy blows exactly 0 up, only 1 will spawn. Now, the best tip I can give you, being a pilot, literally makes this the easiest job, but you have to be a competent player nonetheless. You simply fly towards the nose of the jet, circle behind him, and he will not be able to circle around you to lock on with his homing missiles. This is why I say the most competent person needs to be the pilot, because at this point you can direct each one of your team members through their roles if you know what to do. So the person who knows what to do the most needs to be the pilot, because at this point you just coast behind this guy. He will not be able to turn around and get you, and you can just ride this out until it's time to go and pick up your ground team. Once again, if you really know what you're doing as the pilot, you'll use the mountain to your advantage, and as soon as you can break that line of sight with the fighter jet, if you turn around, you'll use the mountain to turn him around and keep him around the Sandy Shores Airfield. Once he gets close enough to you, you simply just do this maneuver right here that I've done for a second time now. Aim for the nose of the jet, circle around behind him, and reset your position. And just tail that puppy for as long as you want, but if you don't want this to get out of hand as far as distance and time, then simply just keep circling around so he turns around and get back on course. Alright, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna make my way to the runway.
Coordinate with the ground team, choose a place to land, and pull them out of there. The jets have gone offline.
Let me know when you guys are there
Looks like
too,
the
so I know
ground
when
team
I'm
have
in.
action the evac. Pilot, coordinate the pickup. Demolitions, do what you can do. We're almost there, people.
When you're at the runway, the Sandy Shore Airfield. Always rendezvous at Sandy Shores Airfield. It is the easiest. Hey Christian, you just keep blowing. What's that? You there? Okay. I'm gonna land on the far end and then meet you guys as you're driving towards me.
Pilot, ground team, you need to coordinate and get Rashkovsky airborne ASAP.
So yeah, just keep driving this way. Sweet. Yep, just keep it going. Yeah, Christian, just shoot stuff, switch to your homing rockets, and blow those helicopters out of the sky. Alright, you guys get out and get in the plane real quick. cover Rashkovsky is getting blasted. Alright, get in. Alright, cool. Yep, Christian, just don't crash that helicopter because we'll need it. So just follow us and shoot these helicopters down.
Get the plane out of there. Demolitions, keep with them. When the rest of the
Oh,
crew bails, you'll be
shit.
picking them up.
That was...
You need to evade the
Oh my...
authorities before you bail out of there.
Holy
Face them,
shit.
clear, then head toward the drop zone.
Oh man, that's clutch right
This
there.
all goes to plan. You rendezvous on the beach in the Palomino Highlands.
Hell yeah.
And remember, Rashkovsky's
Good shot,
taking
Christian,
you
by the
together
way,
now.
but
I'm just a friendly
couldn't have
stranger you
predicted
know
what
very
happened
little
after this
about.
shit. You are not in the clear yet, boys. No. So at this point, I've failed numerous times.
Ooh.
Just because players don't know how to play this game beyond auto aim
high,
and
right.
homing missiles. Aim, shoot. Okay? Here's what's happened. I've had pilots land without landing gear. I've had pilots not know that the little up arrow in the checkpoint dot means fly higher, so they spent 10 minutes trying to figure out where the hell to go, and we ended up crash landing into the water. I've had team members not know how to deploy parachutes when you jump out of the plane, which is X, by the way. I've had players not know how to soft land with parachutes, which is hold L1 and R1, by the way. They just belly flopped and took a nosedive into the ground. Alright, when we get to this checkpoint after the cutscene, the guys in the plane, we're all going to jump out. Do not forget to deploy your parachute, please, because it's not the end of the mission. I only say that because I was in a team where someone just crash landed into the ground. Yeah. Fuck the whole crew too. Alright, this is it, final stretch. Take a deep breath, hold that breath, and cross your fingers that your team knows what to do at this point. I have also had someone jump into the propellers on the helicopter and kill themselves. Also, if your parachute makes contact with anything before you touch the ground, you'll lose the parachute and then you will free fall into the ground like a little birdie that doesn't know how to fly.
We'll be ready to go on a job that requires your particular skill set. Don't retire on me just yet.
Oh, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Yeah, just keep it on the ground until we're all here. Alright, everybody in. Alright, Christian, just start flying towards the checkpoint marker. And once we get close enough, we'll have completed the heist. Yeah, just stay high, please. Come on, baby. Show me the money. Hell yeah, thank God. Thank you guys for that. One tiny little thing I'd like to add to the end here is once you've collected Rashkovsky and you've met at Sandy Shores Airfield, which is where you will always meet, Sandy Shores Airfield, do not try and play Rambo and clear the runway on your way to the plane from the armored truck. You will always die, I promise you. Instead, everybody gets out of the truck and runs straight to the airplane. If the pilot knows what they're doing, they'll already have that bay door down. You will always make it out when you do it like this, I promise you. Also, if you die at any point after all the hard stuff, if you've made it to the plane, you've made it past the checkpoint, you've jumped out of the plane, you're in the helicopter and the helicopter shits out on you, if you die or fail in any way, it will be a fail and you'll have to replay from the quick restart. So just to recap, your pilot's your most competent player, demolition's the least competent, you're going to make the prisoner your highest level prison team member, and the prison guard is going to be the support. So that's the video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. If you found it helpful, go ahead and check out my channel.